For the past several weeks, I have shared with you several ideas for Christmas decorating. I'm sure that if you use even half of the ideas I've given you, you can make your home your happy place for the holidays where you can share love with your friends and family. This week I have a few more, and these will not disappoint, and they'll be simple but elegant to add to your home. I already had these pillows that I like to put out for Christmas and winter. They remind me of snow. And this year I wanted to use them in a way that would look a little bit more Christmassy. So I looked for some ribbon. I thought I would wrap ribbon around them. And when I priced the ribbon, it was not on sale. So I really didn't want to pay the price for them. So I bought 1.5 yards of green satin fabric. And to decorate these pillows, I tear the ribbon or the fabric into strips and use it for ribbon. Here I just wrap the strap or the strips of the fabric around the pillow to make it look like a present. It worked out where I had to piece the 2 strips of it to be long enough to go around but the seam just hides right under the bow, so that worked out fine. And I do have 2 of these pillows, so I'll be doing that to both of them. And I just folded this fabric over. I did not cut all the way around so there wouldn't be a seam all the way around. I wanted just a simple little decorative pillow. I think I will just let the little edges fray. I've pulled the wire out because there was wire in the ribbon. If you've priced pillows that are decorative to go on your sofas and all for holidays, they're quite expensive. So I like to be creative and have mine be a little bit more unique also and make my own. And I don't think, let's see. We will just sew the ribbon onto the green fabric. So there's our ribbon sewed on. Now I'm just going to turn it and sew the 3 sides, these small little pillows. I'm going to leave a little space here to stuff it up. Come on down a bit. I saw a tiny little pillow like this in the lobby today, and it was probably 6 inches by 12 or something, just very small. So that's what I'm making this out of. And it had a little embroidery on it that said Merry Christmas. And I have this ribbon and thought, hey, just pull the wire out and sew it on there and say Merry Christmas. So that's what I did. It's just about the same size as that teeny little thing, but it doesn't have the same price tag. I get our corners really good in here, making them very tight. So I think I'm going to have to buy more polyfill before I fill the other one. Fold that little seam in and just stitch it closed. So that little pillow didn't take very long at all to make. Now let's see if I can get it under. All right, I could just whip it closed with a needle and thread, but I really like to use a machine anytime that I can. I think it just makes it look more professional. And of course, there's some things that need to be hand stitched and they look better hand stitched, but for this, I want to do it on the machine. I can just catch it. Okay, just tiny little pillow. So for Christmas, that's kind of an idea of what it's going to look like in here on the couch. Okay? I hope you'll join me in a couple weeks whenever I decorate for Christmas, and all these different items that I've been making will all find a home in my home, and I will give you a tour after we decorate. Last year, I put together a little scene, a Christmas scene inside this lantern. And here I'm going to do the same. I just cleaned out the lantern and just going to replace the things in there. So the chair is from cardboard, has a little opening in it. When I was very young, I made one for my mom like this, but bigger, that she could put her jewelry in. So I have that. So I put that chair and just kind of making it smaller, and I'm sure you can do your own, or if you want a pattern, if you'd like a pattern, let me know and I can send you one. But basically it's just little pieces of cardboard covered in fabric and then put together with hot glue. You can use rope or any kind of little material you have, or even take strips of fabric and twist them to make them a little round, and then roll it up like this to make a little rug. So there we have the rug down. We're gonna put the little chair in here. I'm gonna put the tree back here in the far corner. But I need to pull those presents out where they're gonna show better. Also, I have a little table out of a spool with a little scrap of fabric over it, and this is my little retro lamp, a little lamp that I had sitting by the chair, and so I had this totally arranged different, evidently. And we could put the little chair right there. I wrapped little presents, little boxes, looks like a little matchbox, and then of course don't forget your lights. I'm gonna start putting the lights on the tree. But put your lights on the tree, and then I'm gonna put it back in there, a little squished. Get that little batting back down around it. And then I'll just go around the chair and tuck it down where it can just, it's a nice little, like a snow globe without the snow floating. It's just in the room, but it's just a little scene of a little living room on Christmas Eve, we'll say. Box on the outside. I won't have to disturb the sink to turn the lights on, and I will just bring them around to the back. Let's see what it looks like with the lights on it. And if you don't want to bother making it the little chair, just use dollhouse furniture. And that one would be a very simple, easy scene to recreate. I have one important thing that I forgot to put in this lantern. And that, the most important, is a little tiny baby Jesus. So I'll sit it right in here by the table, or maybe even on the table would be a good place if it'll sit there. There we go. So now it's complete. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you use some of my ideas and help your Christmas be extra special this year. Bye-bye.